Hello, Active Sage here on the Sage channel, and today we're here to look at these wonderfully odd little ships in front of us. In fact, they're not really little ships, they're actually large ships. They're basically phaser ships that I've gone ahead and decided I'm going to focus phasers on. Now, the ships themselves, I actually quite like the design of. You get this big section here, you actually have a huge assortment of hydrogen tanks, as well as a big bulk of oxygen generators, which can of course generate hydrogen, stuck at the front, and then a bunch of reactors right down the very middle of it. And it's got this sort of open gridded paneling design that I've been liking a lot, as well as 4 oxygen tanks at the back, a double door, and a cockpit. Now, it's not actually really a survival-ready ship because it is missing a proper storage area, and it is missing, well, it's got gyroscopes on the other versions, but it's also missing jump drives, so not exactly survival-ready, but it'll function for our purposes today, and technically it would function as long as you don't have to take it anywhere really far away, because no jump drive means it's quite limited. Here's the proper finished version of it. I'm probably going to retweak the one above in a future video and make it into something else, at least that's sort of my plan, who knows. But either way, we got some gyroscopes stuck in here at the front to allow it to function, and then we have our phaser array stuck to the front, and this is the main purpose of this video because, well, I'm sure other people have done it before, and I've always wanted to do it, so I've gone ahead and set up a bunch of these little phaser sons of guns, all sort of aimed at a closer, similar point. Now, I could have focused them a bit better if I had 2 rotors with each one of these, so they'd all be aiming at exactly the same point, but maybe we'll save that for a future video. I didn't have the patience for it today. Either way, this is our big phaser array, and we can actually go ahead and test it quite easily if we were to go ahead and fly into, not this one, this is still technically a station, but this one here I should have converted to a ship. Put our little character in there with control space and hop in the cockpit and pop back in the spectator so we can actually see this thing firing quite well. And we'll go ahead and press our number 1 key to select the phasers and click. And there you go, you can actually see this is what it looks like when it fires, and I honestly think it's a pretty amazing sight to see. In fact, if we were to fly away farther, you can see it creates, well, quite the light show. It's literally like a laser light show or something. And actually, it's got pretty insane range. About, what is this, 3,000 meters away? Nearly 4,000? Nah, yeah, about 3,000 meters away. Pretty good range on it, and it's pretty awesome. And of course, since it is a ship, we could do an F9, so we're actually in control of the ship, and then do this, which is really quite the laser show. In fact, what we could do right now, which we're going to go ahead and do, is actually select our gyroscopes, go ahead and make a group with them. I should have done this earlier, but whatever, we're doing it now. Press G, we'll stick all of our gyroscopes onto here and have them to toggle on and off, and we'll go ahead and get these ships spinning, and then press our number 3 button, which turns all these on permanently. And now that we're up to speed, we'll go ahead and press our number 4 key. And now our gyroscopes are disabled, so it'll continue spinning in theory forever. Even though I did just move the ship a little bit, which who knows what that'll cost. Either way though, we now have this rather incredible and beautiful sight out here of this thing spinning. Oh, it actually stopped spinning for some reason. That's not right. Why did you do that? If you have no functional gyroscopes, you should have continued to spin. That's very odd. So it did end up coming to a stop. I guess I would have to have a gyroscope override set in some way, which I actually don't know how to set them up to be the way we would like at the moment. Either way, we can play with that later, or in a future video, one of those. Also, by the way, some people might be complaining, hey, it's a symmetrical ship, Sage, what's up with that? Well, just to quench your thirst, I show you my test bed here, which has a very symmetrical, sort of hydrogen-powered little thruster bit I do love, and then it has this wonderful little outcropping out to a reactor, which is just the silliest damn thing you've ever seen, which I just thought I'd share anyway. And once again, I jumped in the wrong ship. What the hell? Yeah, that was me flying over to this in spectator and not actually jumping in the correct seat. There we go. So yeah, it's got all of its little lasers on this, and I just thought this is pretty cool too, because it's laser phasers. I guess technically they're phasers. I'm going to end up calling them lasers a lot. You can switch between them. I'm just holding left mouse and doing 1, 2, 3, 4 to switch between all the different ones, which is a pretty cool sight to see, because of course then you can have yourself another light show. I even went ahead and set it up to be able to just hit the buttons once and fire them as soon as I press them, so you can end up with these nice little bits of light. So if I can do something like that, 4, 3, 1, or 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, you end up with the reds right next to each other. Of course, I have to be way quicker if I wanted them actually. Yeah, see, I ended up with like triples. There, it was a bit better. Either way, I quite like that. It's just a silly little random test ship I was doing, because I could have sworn you could change the colors on these things by just simply changing... Oh, and by the way, I do have to turn them all on at once if you just want to see a big rainbow. But yeah, I had thought you were able to change the colors from them, because I thought on the mod page it showed a few more colors than what is actually present here. But it doesn't actually seem to be the fact, or the case. Either way, though, that is that little ship there. Let's go ahead and shut that off, because we don't need those firing out there into the void. Let's go ahead and move on to some of these other ships here. They're the same exact thing as the first one, except for I've tweaked their phasers a little bit to be aiming a little bit closer together or farther out, so we can get a slightly different feel for everything. And in fact, let's go ahead and instead of flying in here and taking a long time to float about, we'll just teleport our character straight in here, hop into the cockpit. And once more, we can go ahead and turn them all on. And this time you can see, I'll just spend a bit more time up close. You can see I've angled these a little bit more, so they should be almost running into each other. Yeah, there's a slightly more focus here. And you notice there is one yellow beam straight down the middle. That's right here. I do have one of the sort of Star Trek The Next Generation style phasers stuck in there. Pretty. I love this so much. It reminds me of cameras at an angle. Now, this mod does technically require you have a cargo container full of phaser batteries or something, I believe, so we're missing those on the back, but I could, of course, just stuck a bunch on there on the back of these. And either way, pretty awesome, and once again, I do adore these things, and we can, of course, once more, get ourselves spinning. Oh my god, it's so beautiful, isn't it? I mean, the alignment and everything, and it just creates these amazing patterns. I mean, look at that. There we go. Turn our UI off and just enjoy it. I mean, how cool is that? Screw any logic to anything. It's just pretty, ain't it? I love it. I mean, look down the center there. You'll actually see, I wish we could just turn these gyroscopes off and it would just keep spinning forever. I think the gyroscope overrides. I did put all the gyroscopes in a very similar manner. Give me 1 second here. I'm not going to show all this. Okay, there we go. I found it. Because I did put them all in a similar manner. I was able to override them, and now this shall spin forever, so we can actually enjoy it without having to push any control buttons at all. So yeah, now you can see the beauty of this. And even the beam straight down the middle, as you can see, it spins about, and it's almost like a, oh my god, how cool is that? Oh my god, I love this so much. It's almost like a genetic strand, the way it twists surrounds itself as it goes. So damn cool. We're just going to leave this one running, because I don't see why not. And then we're going to fly over to this one here and pop ourselves into it. And that's the last one. Once again, the focal point has been changed a tiny little bit there. Hop into the cockpit. There we are. And we can once more go ahead and pull the trigger and turn them all on. Hopefully I've remembered to down the sound in post, because for me it's actually quite deafening, all the sounds of these. And you can see these are probably, honestly, the most aligned out of any of them. These are actually supposed to be weapons, obviously. I've just been caring about how pretty they are, but this one is so well aligned. Let's actually go ahead and do some damage with it, shall we? We're actually going to take this ship and hit the ship above us. Oh my god, I love it as it moves, the way it's like streams of water almost flailing out there. And here we go, we're gonna hit the ship above us. Ready? Ready? Zoom in a little bit. It's taking a little bit longer to cut through it than I thought it would, but it is still pretty awesome. Let's, yeah, there we go. I love that. And let's do our F9 so I can still control it. We'll get this guy in a spin too, how about that? Oops, I forgot, because I'm spinning, my controls are going to be a bit silly, so I've completely lost control there. I love that, though. And there you go, you can see we've pretty much annihilated the center core of this ship. And then I crashed into it like a fool. Righty-ho-ho. And oddly enough, I do successfully have a few phasers still functioning, just sticking out of the side. That's an odd sight. Either way, though, that is that. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and hop back in here really quickly and set its gyroscopes to be overridden. Turn on our override, and then turn roll up to full. Yay, there we go. Success for this one, and we'll turn it on as well. Jesus Christ. So there you go, the oddity that is these phasers, and boy, are they pretty. I mean, look at this. It's like some sort of very odd defense network. In fact, I should have... Let's see, where's our character? He's still in here? Yes. Hold steady, good character. I need you to hop back into this. No, I got in there and got back out. Silly Sage, no. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and actually take these gyroscopes here in this one and reverse them to spin the other direction. There we go. There we go. So now they're sort of spinning against each other or towards each other. How cool is that? The oddities of this. I love it. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful laser light show. Oh, God, I love it so much. And of course, once we get over here, it's deafening to me. Anyway, guys and gals, that is pretty much it. I just wanted to share this and the fact that you can sort of focus these things. I don't know, everyone already knew you could focus it. I just wanted to do it myself, I guess. It's such an odd thing to see. I think this one here is probably the most beautiful. We could go ahead and, I was about to say copy this one, but we've trashed it, didn't we? Whoops. Anyway, guys and gals, that is that for this. I guess there's one last thing I could do really simply here, is fly into this one, and make sure we can teleport ourselves in here. And what we're going to do here is convert this to a ship, because if I found out if it's a station, we can't actually zoom out any farther than this. But if we go ahead and convert this to a ship, which requires us taking owner access and doing that, now what we could do, and we'll actually go ahead and back this up a little tiny bit here, proof that these thrusters and everything actually do work to fly the ship without burning everything to bits. What we could do here is select all of our rotors. Alrighty, so what I've gone ahead and done is very simply set these to unlimited, so they're no longer locked, and then I unlock them, and now you can see they're spinning absolutely everywhere, and we're basically just going to turn them on and let them destroy our own ship. Or they're not, oh, because they're no longer locked, they're not counting as part of the same grid, so I can't just turn them on like that. Hold on a second. In fact, it looks like you can no longer even access stuff that's on a rotor that is currently spinning, as I can no longer access those phasers. Which is a little bit unfortunate, because I was hoping to have a wonderful big show of these things annihilating us, but looks like our only hope at this point is, well, there isn't one. Anyway, that is that, guys. Thank you a bunch for watching. I think I'm going to go ahead and just fly this silly ship out into the chaotic void out there and let it be annihilated. I don't think it should be able to stop very easily. And we'll just see how it's bombarded every now and again, maybe. No, I think it's safe now. Just seeing it flying through this insanity. It's like something from a 80s sci-fi movie, actually. Kind of befitting, I guess. And because it's so damn cool and beautiful, I leave you with a couple views I set up.